Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, thank
Yes,
you.
you
Good
can.
to be back. I don't know.
Okay,
My
so
other Instagram just went off. I'm so sorry. I had to use this Liverpool.
hello, can you hear me properly?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Okay, yes. Uh,
Yes,
Am
you
there
I
is
are.
audible?
a time. Hello, can you hear me?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes,
Okay.
you are. You
Okay.
are.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, because this is 5:20, and if we are going by our time, time is not on our side.
Yeah.
So I would just stop. Stop.
Hello. Hi.
I think
Okay. I
our
think the
network
moderator's
is
network is not stable.
yes.
Okay. I
So
think we have
give me just
Can you hear me, please?
yes, we can.
Okay. So, the Western Nigerian Public, also known as WNP, brings to you a monthly IG interview series, which is called You Thrive, featuring youths who are making waves in the society in their own unique styles and way. So, our aim at WNP is to project what the youth are doing to contribute to the world. And in monthly series, we'll be showcasing the journeys the youth have taken to transform their visions into reality and also create an independent life for themselves. And we'll also dive into their beautiful stories, offering insight and inspiration to others. So our guest today is somebody very wonderful, beautiful, and gorgeous. She's a childhood development expert, a teen career coach, a consultant, a counselor, and she's also an alumni of Ocean State University, where she studied chemistry and also bagged a second degree at the University of Ibadan. She is the author of the book From Uncertainty to Purpose: How to Navigate the Journey to Finding a Meaningful Life. It's a newly launched book which draws from the author's personal experience, providing readers with valuable insights and also some extras from other people's experience, because personally I read the book and I was wow. So she's on the mission to empower young adults as it relates to their career choices and also inspire future leaders on the future work. The book is a comprehensive roadmap for young adults. Even me as a person, I learned a lot from it. It covers career self discovery and overcoming environmental limitations, especially in the traditional African context. And this so-called book, which is titled From Uncertainty to Purpose, can be found on Sila, and it can be downloaded on Sila also. And the author of this book is known as Mrs. Deborah Obe. Thanks for joining us, ma.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's a good introduction. Thank you so much.
Sorry, it's little, but at least you're too wonderful for us. If we keep reading your profile, it will be too. We won't live here. We
Mm,
won't.
mm, mm.
Yes. Okay, so let's dive into the questions. I have so many questions to ask you, and I know some of our audience too will do. And the first thing I would actually want to ask is, how do you like what inspired you to write the book from uncertainty to purpose, and why that name? Like, it's it's not something I can still relate with, but I can also relate with. Can you like tell us what inspired the book and the title?
Okay. Thank you, moderator.
Okay.
So the book is from uncertainty to
Yes.
purpose.
Yes.
So
Uncertain. Yes.
from the title, it's like you are uncertain about something,
Okay.
but that particular thing now led me to the place of purpose, to the place of impact, to the place of finding fulfillment. So
Okay.
that is the topic. And what inspired me to write this book is based on my experience, and I've also interacted with other people who have similar experience as mine,
Yeah.
and it was something that I looked at it to say that if when I spoke with like 10 persons and 6 out of 10 have that similar experience. So I was
Yeah.
like,
I
this is like
from
a
the
replicated
start.
mistake, a replicated error that we see in our world. So to prevent such error from reoccurring for future generation, why not
Okay.
just do something in line with that to just enlighten people and help them to navigate it? So that's why I wrote the book. Yeah.
Wow. 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 I actually personally, I think everybody has a story to tell when it comes to growing up and the limitation applied to it. So, okay, as a coach, as an expert, can you like tell us a little bit about child development, like childhood development, and why is it critical in the stage of a personal life?
Okay.
Did you get my question?
Yes, I do get your question.
Okay.
So I was going to say that child development is something that I just embarked into, and
Okay.
with my findings thus far, is something that I have been blown away by the findings. You know, sometimes we feel like, I have a friend that feel like, why will you be studying about children? Like, why? It's just abstract. But for us to be a responsible adult, it starts from our childhood. And
Yeah.
it is what we do, what we are exposed to as a child, that is a reflection of our adulthood. And seeing that over time, the population will continue to increase because myself and yourself, we will procreate, we will have children.
Yes.
And if
Yes.
there's anything that will go into extinction, it's not childbirth, because even
For never.
for 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 Almighty God, He wants us to do what? To procreate. Like, you should have
Yes.
plenty children, you should subdue, like, that's it. So for the field of child development, it is an emerging field, and that field is very, very broad. So one thing I see is that we see a lot of people that are baggaging with, they have baggage with mental health, that they have baggage with trauma. And when you go to the root of this trauma, it started from their childhood. So if
Mm.
as a child development expert, we can come out to say, okay, as a parent, the way you are training your child is not the right way. You may think you are doing your best, but this your best is not enough. And if you keep training your child like this, when that child grows up, that child may grow up to be a damaged adult. So the field is emerging. And one of the things that we do in the field of child development is that we help parents to understand their children better and to validate
Okay.
their children's emotion. Because one thing
Okay.
in Africa that is lacking is emotion expression. In Africa, let's say I wake up one morning when I was like 7 years old, and I told my mom, "Hello, mommy, this morning I am depressed." the first thing to do is that, need to press, like that's
Yes.
the first
Get
action
what
that
you're
an
saying.
African parent would do. But that's how I am feeling as a child. But my parents will not want to pay attention to it because there's already a demonic attachment to that word depression. So they suppress that thing that I am feeling. They suppress it inside. Then even when I'm feeling more bad or feeling somehow, I can't be able to express myself. So the field of child development is an emerging field. What is my own campaign is that as parents, especially in Africa, we should help our children to express their emotion. We should not suppress it. When the child tells you, I'm feeling bad, I feel so sad, I feel so terrible, their emotions are valid. Like in child development, it's not about the mathematics, it's not about the English, it's not about the verbal. Social, emotional development of that child goes a long way. So that's my own view on child development. It starts from what you, the parent, is even showing to the child. If you as a parent, you are not modeling the right thing, then the child grows up to emulate you, and in the long run, you start feeling like, are this not your mates? Forgetting that you are actually the root cause of such behavior. So that's what I would say concerning child development.
Okay, but okay, according to what you said every children, like every child, emulates from what their parents do.
Yeah.
So how do you advise parents to balance the discipline and nurturing to ensure a child grows like into a comfortable, a confident and emotionally stable adult? Like
Yeah.
how
So
do you advise parents to balance both discipline and nurturing their child?
yeah, discipline and nurturing are two different things,
Okay.
and they can also be used interchangeably.
Okay.
So when we look at the word nurturing, when you want to nurture a seed, you start by wooding what? Putting the seed in the soil, and
Mhm.
you do the consistency. You water it morning and evening. You keep trying to check up on it. Then when the seeds start germinating, you take away the weeds so that the real seeds can be able to germinate. That is what nurturing is. And nurturing is something that is significant to children and parents, because what is our parents doing to us? They are nurturing us. They are nurturing us to become the best at which we can become. A farmer wants his seed to yield forth good harvest, to yield forth good
Yeah.
supply. A parent wants his seed to be great. A parent wants his seed to come out to something that they can be very proud of. So when we look at discipline and nurturing, they are similar, yet they are different. So a farmer will not have the mindset that I want to go and plant this seed and I want to harvest tons, or I want to harvest small. The farmer will always go to plant a seed with the mindset of big, with the mindset of bountiful harvest. So for a parent, they want to nurture their child to the best at which they want to, that they think they know. But sometimes the more you know, the more you don't know. And that's one thing our parents should know. Sometimes our parents feels nurturing is discipline, spanking, hitting the child, beating the child, or whatsoever. But that is not discipline. And a child is not made. So some of us that our parents were using, especially in Nigeria, they will use slippers, they'll throw a tattoo, or morogun, they will beat you,
Yeah.
or abara. And you feel like that's nurturing. That's not nurturing, that's not discipline. Because you know that in the tomato share, if you call lower morogun mommy, you start
Oh,
building it.
did you ask you to do Baba monkey style? All those
Monkey style. So
girl.
you start building resistance to that form of discipline. And that
Yes.
thing that they want to build inside of you, they can't see it. So parents should see their children as something they want to nurture. And when they want to discipline, you discipline with love. You discipline with correct, to correct. You discipline to connect. That's what
Okay.
it is. So you don't discipline to keep spanking. Some of us, when we're in secondary school, we have classmates that even when you tell our teachers, I will go and report you to the principal, especially our stubborn classmates, and they'll be like, go and report me to the principal now. Maybe you
So
will beat
that's
me.
the only
And
thing
the
they
principal
will
will
do.
be
And
there
they will beat
and they
me.
will dust.
Get it?
Yes. And they will dust the cane. And the following day, the person will still do that same thing again. So that's not discipline. Discipline is doing it in a place of love. Is doing it in a place of correction. So that's what discipline is.
Okay. So I actually understand now, because we are talking to an expert and you are actually explaining it to us now to our own level and understanding, and I'm sure those people joining us too are also learning from it. Okay, so I wanted to ask a question. You know that the way African culture is, they said is one person that give birth to a child, but is a community that nurture the child. So in your view, how important is the role of community in supporting an healthy childhood development?
Yeah. So one strength of the African culture is the community. That's the strength
Okay.
of the African culture. But it's sadly enough that in this generation, that strength is fading away. Because we remember while we were growing up, even when you make an offense or you make a mistake, before you get to someone that knows you or is related to you or knows the stand of your parent will have disciplined you. And even when you get to say, XYZ disciplined me, your parent will say, Lofi, you offended. That was why you were being disciplined. But now everybody is now coming to the place of don't touch my child. It's not my child. Like parents are now being woke. They are now being Gen Z. They are now
Defensive.
being But that is not the strength. See, one thing I have come to realize is that the African culture is something that we should uphold very strongly. Like I've observed different cultures, but I still hold high esteem for the African culture. And that saying is true. It takes a village to raise a child. And when a village raises a child, they raise a child, a
To
trophy
be
child.
better.
Yeah, let me put it that way.
Yes.
When a village raises a child, they raise a trophy child. Some of us, fine, we know some of this village raising may have its limitation. Some of it, they may have you want to feel like they are overdoing it. But you see that the village raising is coming from a place of love, pure love for the
Yes.
child. Yeah.
Nice.
So my advice is just that for people that wants to be raising us up as a community, that want to raise up us as a village, do it also with love. Do it with pure love. Do it the way you will want to receive that love. If we could take back the hands of time as a 10 years old child, that is what I would say it. Like the way you want to be loved, the way you want the village to raise you, if you could take back the hands of time, that is what I would call that's what I would call a village raising a child. Yeah.
Okay, so um in this same community learning and everything, most of us as child, like when growing up, we have one big brother or big auntie or one big daddy that we actually love and will aspire to be with. So my question to you now is, what role do you think mentorship plays in a young person's development?
There is a popular adage that says that if you want to go far, sit on the giant of shoulder. So when you
Wow. Okay.
sit on the shoulder of giants. Sorry. So
Okay.
if you have a giant and a giant puts you on his shoulder, you'll be able to see something that is way above you. So we can't take away the place of mentorship, even as a growing person, even as an adult. The place of mentorship is important because your mentor will have foresight more than you can see it, and the place of mentorship will keep helping you to evolve. Because when you're thinking of it, you may be thinking of it in a traditional way, or maybe an idea or anything. But when you bring it to your mentor, they have an industry insight. They bring in their years of experience. They bring in their knowledge, what other people have done that they have seen. They bring it into place, and that goes a long way to shape you. So we should not trivialize the place of mentorship. So that's what
Okay.
I would say.
Okay. Okay, that's good, and I feel that everybody listening will also learn from that. Okay, so coming to, like, we are in the Gen Z era now. Like the Gen Z, everybody is out here and there. Some people will call us Gen S. So, how do you think parents can help their children navigate the balance between technology and traditional form of play or discipline?
Uh, the world is evolving, and we need to also evolve with the world.
Yes.
So sometimes in the early 20s, yeah, in the early 2000s, not everybody has a phone, but now
Yes.
it is now a
Great.
necessity. The need for a phone then is not
It's
something
not
that
something
is
that is
important.
important.
But now,
Okay.
But
even
now,
if
even
someone in
if
100
someone
level
is under
or even someone in SS2 will say, I need a phone, I want to do my assignment. My teacher said we should check Google. I'm not an advocate for I'm not an advocate for phone in secondary school actually. But what I'm saying is that technology is good and it is for our own good. So a lot of opportunity like this event now is taking place on where? On social media. And we need
Online,
technology.
yes.
Yeah, we need
Technology.
technology to participate. So bridging the barrier is that we know when to stop and when to continue. The addiction,
Okay.
you should know when to put a stop to the addiction. You come to social media, you want to use technology, use it for a good use. Don't use it, don't misuse it. That's it. And we have seen that some careers have progressed from being traditional to being technological inclined. For instance, when you look at when we were growing up, when we want to watch some movies like Super Story, Papa Ajasco, we
Ah,
go, we watch
yes. This life,
this
all those.
live. Yeah. If you miss it this week, there is nowhere you will watch it again till next
Yes.
week. And next week will
Yes.
show you another episode. But now we have YouTube that if you miss it last week, you can go back
you
to
can
YouTube
go
to
back
say,
to YouTube
what
to
did
say,
they
what
show
did they
in
show?
this life? And that's what technology has done for us. And you will see people running like, I must not miss this show. I must not miss this show. You go to your neighbor's house, you'll be peeping from their
Yeah,
window to say, what
window
are they
to say,
showing on Super
what are
Story
they showing
today?
on Super
What are
Story
they showing
today?
on Papa
What are they showing on
Ajasco
Papa
today?
Jasco today?
So technology is for our own good. It has done us, in as much as we have people say it has done us more harm than good, I would say it is your
It's
usage
your
that
usage
defines it.
that defines it.
Technology makes it
Hmm.
Technology
possible.
makes it possible.
Technology has been something that has helped us to think forward. And I think
And
it's
I
good,
think
it's
it's
the
good,
balance
it's the
on what you use
balance
it
on
for
what
that
you
goes
use
a
it
long
for
way.
that goes a long way.
Okay. Okay. I think that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay. My next question will be on with the emerging trends in childhood development. What do you find the most exciting or promising, and what do you think the relationship between a child and his or her parents has shaped from those trends? Do you get my question,
Okay.
or I should repeat it?
You can repeat it.
Okay, I want you to give like what advice will you give to parents? I'm coming. Okay, with the emerging trends, like with the trends of social medias and some other things people see, like children see online and everywhere around the world, like how what do you find the most interesting and the most promising, which can build the relationship between a child and their parents?
Okay. So
Um,
like I said that
like I said,
childhood
that child
development is an
development
emerging
is
trend. And
Okay.
I saw the statistics last week, and the statistics blew my head. So the statistics says that when you introduce reading to a child from 3 months and you do it consistently for the first 5 years of their life, you will have exposed that child to over 1 million words.
Wow.
To
From
over
three
1
months.
million. Yes, from 3 months. Is a statistics from, I read it in a research paper. So what am I saying? A child is a child. And my advice to people from these trends, even in this field of child child development, is that as parents, reduce the screen time that you give your children. The best
Okay.
screen time you can give your child is reading books to them. the best gift you can give your child is reading stories to them, is buying them books. That
Okay.
formative years, they need that building. When I looked at that statistics, I agreed perfectly. Because sometimes when I look at some of my friends, I see their vocabularies. I see what they say, what they speak. And I'm like, wow, they speak so well. Like, I'm always like, I wish I can speak good English like this. But do you know why they
Mm.
speak such good English? Because their parents were intentional. So when I was learning katakutu, small English. From 3 months old, their parents started doing what? Helping them to learn how to improve their vocabulary, speaking to them, teaching them new words. Cat, mommy, daddy, like animals. Like when I met a little boy recently and I was trying to show him an animal. So I mentioned maybe hippopotamus. And he said, no, it's not an hippopotamus. It's a real rhinoceros. I was like, what's the difference? It's still in the same family. It's just like me calling a cat, calling an hyena tiger. But the child has been exposed to these things. So he can say, this is not
Yes, you
an
can
hyena, or
differentiate
this is
them.
a tiger. But because I was not exposed to these things, like better off, like, so if I want to be a traditional African mother now, I'll be angry that it's correcting me. No. But it's telling me that the child has been taught and is intentional about what is being taught. What is being taught is being retained. Do you understand? So
Yes.
parents should reduce screen time for their children. They should read books for their children. They should invest in their cognitive development. They should invest in their social emotional development. They should buy them toys that will help them build. They should allow children to play. In my son's school, they don't teach them letter A, B, C. They don't teach them. They teach them how to play. And you may want to be reactive, but I think that is what a child needs. So you see the way they are able to 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 think. Yeah, I see it in my son. There are some things that you feel like, kò ní lè solve it. And you just see him, he will just solve the puzzle, and I'll be like, whoa. So a child needs to, in as much as you want your child to be able to speak eloquently in symposium, but let them play, let them be child. Let them be childlike. You don't impose. I see a lot of parents come on social media to say, this and that. But when you allow a child to be a child, who is a child? A child does not know anything. But play helps a child to grow. Play helps a child to develop mentally. Play helps a child to develop socially. So play is an essential part of a child. And we should not take away their childhood. We should not take away their childhood. We should not deny them of their childhood. So that is what I would say about an expert advice.
Okay. That's wonderful. Okay, so you were saying something about we letting the children engage with trending things and what they can learn from. So like there are different apps and programs. Are there any particular types of educational programs or apps that you believe can contribute positively to child's development?
Yeah. I'm still trying to check some app
Okay.
that's, like I said, it's an emerging field that I just ventured into. So I'm still trying to make my research on some apps that would be suitable for children. But what I will just keep saying is that even before using because the apps too, they are still technology inclined. That means you are still exposing the children to screen time. So one thing I would just suggest is that parents, in the midst of no time, they should find time for their children and they should engage play with them. That is what a child needs. So engaging play with your child, buying them blocks, helping them to build ladders, helping them to do adult. I think one thing that a child needs is those toys, those age sensitive toys, those academic sensitive toys. It will
Yes,
help them
like
think.
Go, Scrabble. There are some
Yeah. That is what
building
a child.
blocks, building
Yeah,
blocks,
building
especially.
blocks. Yeah, that's what I feel that they need. That's what helps them think. Because I have a
Okay.
toy in my house and it was so big. Even me, I don't even know how to arrange it. I just dropped it home. And one day I saw my son. He's just 18 months old. Then he arranged everything. In fact, I was like, wow. Because me myself, I've been struggling to arrange the toy. Like, I did not know how to do it. But I just saw him did it. So just allow a child be a child. Let them be able to just express themselves. Like my son now, you see him, he start fighting with crayon. Then when he takes a
Yeah, you want to Scrabble.
paper, he wants to color. And he'll color. Then he
Yes.
brings the paper to you. Do you know what he expects you to do? He expects you to say, wow. So
Well done. To encourage him more. Yes, I get what you're saying.
And he will not see you do wow. You see him feel sad. Like you see his expression will change. Then I'll say, oh David, your color is so beautiful. I love you so much. Then I applaud him. Well done, well done, well done. Then you see his face light up. So even when we go for children's party and when other parents are having their time dancing and having fun, you see in the party parents, the host will bring out crayons, we bring out drawing books, and you see children coloring, painting. So parents are dancing, the children are not interested. But you see what interests them. They just want to add their hands to do something. Fine, some of them want to dance. But you see how they're happy painting, how they're happy drawing, how they're happy to come and show you as their mom. Oh, mom, I did this. And they want you to validate what they do. So using good words. Oh, great job. You are doing well. Awesome. Beautiful. Inspiring. Such a good. Oh, you can do better. So that's what our child needs. So that's what I would say.
Okay, so you said so many things about you just going into the childhood development space. So I wanted to ask this has been bothering my mind. That how was your experience as like a coach? Like how does it shape your writing, and how does your writing influence your approach to coaching?
How does my writing influence my
Approach to coaching?
approach?
And how does your experience as a coach shaped your writing?
Yeah. Over time, I've met with different people, and sometimes you may not have that one-on-one, that time to have a one-on-one conversation with someone, but you know that they can read you from your books. They can feel you. They can connect with you from your books, with what you have written. So over time, I have people say, oh, I'm going through this. I want advice on this. I want your expertise on this. So to be able to be productive for myself and to also make you also think broader, that's why I ventured into writing. So that those knowledge that I have incurred, I would pen them down as a book, so that you can be able to read them. You can be able to see my mind, hear my experiences, and the experiences of others. So when I wrote my book From Uncertainty to Purpose, I did not just make it linear. I made it a multidimensional book in the way that I put in other people's advices inside the book.
Yes,
And
I
that's
saw
what
that.
a coach does. Because a coach should not speak from one lens. One thing that is applicable to you may not be applicable to me.
Hello, Ma, can you hear me? Hello?
I think our network has a glitch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're back. So I
Okay.
said that we should, my own experience alone is not sufficient to help someone. And that's why, in as much as when I try to coach people or talk to people, I bring the multiple approach. And that's one style that I use in writing my book. Multiple approach, so that the person can have an holistic view of what it is. Because if I'm writing my book and I feel like everybody should be a career person, it may not work. But when I come to see that, oh, you can be a career person, you can be business oriented, you can be someone with trade, like and job. So they are diverse as well. So just
Handsmade.
pick the one that is suitable for you. Are you still here? Oh, the network. Hello. Oh, the network. The network. Yep.
So you put your question in the comment section for me to read out for her. Okay, so we've been talking about new technologies, research, and everything. So, what do you think? Like, understanding of childhood development will evolve over the next decade, particularly with the advent of new technologies and research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was reading a
So I
research,
was reading a research,
Okay.
and even in the West,
and even in the West,
childhood development
childhood
started
development
100 years ago.
started 100 years ago.
Wow.
People were not paying
People were
attention to
not
that
paying
field.
attention to that field.
So believe me,
So
it's
believe
an emerging
me,
field,
it's an emerging field,
and
and
new discovery,
new
new
discovery,
discovery,
new
new
discovery, new
things will begin
new
to
things will begin
unfold.
to unfold.
So I was watching a
So I was
movie,
watching
and
a
I would recommend
movie,
it
and I
for
would
people.
recommend it for people.
So I was watching a
Okay.
movie.
So I
It's
was
a
watching a movie.
cartoon,
It's a cartoon,
and
and
you see
you see
babies contesting
babies contesting
that
that
they are being replaced
they
with
are being
animals.
replaced with animals.
That people don't
Wow.
want to.
What's the
That people
title
don't
of
want
the
to.
The title is
movie, ma?
The
babies.
title is babies.
Babies.
No. The
No, no,
title is
no. The title is
Boss Baby.
Boss
Boss
Baby.
Baby.
Oh,
Boss
Boss
Baby.
Baby. Yes, I've watched that movie.
Yeah.
There's Boss Baby 1,
Yeah.
2, and 3.
So
Yes. It was
you see
an.
that
So you see that
It is an
contention.
yeah.
interesting movie.
You see that
You see
contention
that
of people
contention
want,
of
like,
people
people don't want to give
want,
birth.
like people don't want to give birth.
And as a researcher,
And
when you
as a
look at
researcher,
the
when you
reasons
look
why
at
they don't
the
want to give
reasons
birth,
why they don't want
it's
to give
valid,
birth, it's valid,
but that's not
but
what
that's not
has
what
been ordained.
has been ordained.
I can tell you
I
for a
can
truth
tell you
that
for a
it's
truth that
difficult
it's
to raise a
difficult
child.
to raise
When
a
I had
child.
my child,
When I had
I
my
did not
child,
have grandma,
I did not have
I did
grandma,
not have
I did
grandpa,
not have grandpa,
Oh.
I did not have
I did
people
not
to
have
help
people
me
to help me
take care of my child.
To assist
take
you
care of
So
my
it
with,
child.
yeah.
affected
So
me
it affected me
psychologically. I was
psychologically.
just doing it
I
as
was
I
just
could.
doing it as I
So
could.
it was really
So
tough.
it was really tough.
So our
So
parents,
our parents,
our
our mothers,
grandmothers,
our grandmothers,
they could not talk.
they could not
They
talk.
suppressed
They
everything that they
suppressed
were
everything
feeling.
that they were feeling.
But this generation,
But
we
this
are very
generation, we are
outspoken.
very outspoken.
We are very,
We
very
are very,
outspoken. So
very
we want
outspoken.
to
So
we want to seek help
we want to seek help
when we are feeling like
when we are
this
feeling
thing is
like
taking me where I
this thing
don't
is
know.
taking me where
Help
I
me,
don't
help me,
know.
help
Help
me,
me,
help
help
me.
me, help me, help me.
So it's
So
an emerging
it's
field,
an
and it will
emerging field
continue to
and it will
evolve.
continue to
And the more
evolve.
it
And
evolves,
the
the
more
more
it
it
evolves, the more
becomes better,
it becomes
and the
better.
more we
And
also
the more
become
we
better
also become
persons in
better
that
persons
direction.
in that direction.
So I
Okay.
saw a
So I
question.
saw a question.
Yeah, let me read it out. So it says here that you mentioned a figure where you affirmed that statistically we have 3 million something. He said, I'm not clear with that part. Can you run through it again?
Yes.
Yes,
I wish I could
I wish
pick
I
my
could
laptop
pick my laptop
to get
to
that
get that
statistics,
statistics,
but if I
or
can't,
if I
because I don't want
can't,
to
because I
misquote
don't
it.
want to misquote it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
if I
but
can't,
if
I
I
can
can't, I
always
can
create
always create
I
a.
can always
I can
okay.
always
So what I
okay.
was trying to
So
say
what I
is
was
that
trying to say is that
I saw a
I saw a
statistics that says that
statistics that says that
when you read to your
when you
child
read to your
from
child
age
from
three
age
months
3 months
consistently every day
consistently every day
to
to
age 5 years,
age 5 years,
you will
you
have been
will have been
introducing your child
introducing your
to
child
over
to over
1 million
1 million
vocabularies
vocabularies
at the age of 5.
at the age of 5.
Do you
Do you
understand?
understand?
What it means is that
What it
if
Yes,
means
I
I
is that
pick
do.
if I pick
uh, children books,
children
and I
books,
read to my
and
child,
I read
and
to
I
my
read,
child, and I
oh,
read,
this is
oh,
mama, this
this
is
is mama,
dada,
this is
this is a
dada,
goat,
this is a
this is a
goat,
dog,
this is a
whatsoever.
dog,
I start reading
whatsoever.
it to my
I start
child.
reading it to my
Then I
child.
pick some
Then I
books,
pick some books,
children-oriented books. I start
children-oriented
reading it to
books.
my
I start
child
reading
from
it to
age
my
three
child
months,
from age
and
three
I do that
months, and I do that
consistently for age
consistent
five
for age
till age
five
five.
till age five.
At the end of that,
At the end of that,
at the end of age
at the
five,
end of age
my
five,
child will have
my
been
child will have been
exposed to
exposed
over
to
1
over
million
1 million
vocabulary words.
vocabulary words.
And when
And
you look at that
when you look at
statistics,
that
it is
statistics,
different
it is
from a
different
child
from a
that
child
was not read
that was
to
not read
every
to
day
every day
consistently.
consistently.
Do you get
Yes.
it now?
Do you
Yeah.
get
So
it
that's
now?
what I'm
Yeah. So
trying to
that's
say.
what
I'm
I'm
trying
trying
to
to say. I'm
encourage
trying to
you
encourage
to
you
read
to
to your
read to
children.
your
Get
children.
them children
Get them
books.
children
Expose them
books.
to words.
Expose them
Expose
to
them to
words. Expose them to
vocabularies.
vocabularies.
When you meet people and you
When you
see
meet
them
people
speak
and you
so
see them
well
speak so well
eloquently, they use
eloquently,
their
they use
vocabulary,
their
and you're like,
vocabulary, and you're
that
like,
sounds great.
that sounds
It's
great.
because they have
It's
been
because they have
imbibed
been
into this
imbibed
culture
into
of
this
reading,
culture of
and it
reading,
has
and it
over time
has over
showed
time
or
showed
generated
or
in them.
generated in them.
So that's
So
Okay. Let's pick another question from DS Paradise Street. Okay, she said, what can a parent, especially a mother that is working full time, inculcates the habit of spending more time with her kids as early as 3 months? Do you get my
okay.
question?
okay.
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did.
Just give me a
Just
moment.
give me a moment.
So what can a
So what can
parent
a parent
that is working full
that
time?
is working full time,
Especially full time working class mother do to spend more time with her kids as early as 3 months?
Yes,
yes,
I know that.
I know that
Our job is
our job
demanding.
is demanding.
One simple
One
advice
simple
I will give
advice I
for
will
a
give for
parent
a
or
parent
a mother in
or
that
a
line
mother
is
in
that
that line is
just
that
make sure that
just make
even in
sure
the
that
midst of
even
your
in the
busy
midst of
schedule,
your busy
if it's
schedule,
just 10
if it's
minutes
just 10
before your
minutes
child
before your
sleeps,
child sleeps,
read to them.
read to them.
Okay.
That's one
That's
thing.
that's one thing.
When they
When they
see you read to
see
them,
you read
it
to them,
becomes a
it
routine.
becomes a
They are
routine.
so eager to
I'm
say,
so eager
oh,
to say, oh,
thank you, mommy.
thank you,
You
mommy.
read to them.
You reach
You
them,
tell them how
you
much
tell
you
them
love
how
them.
much you love them.
You ask them,
You ask them, you some ask them,
how did your day
how did
go?
your day go?
Okay, for a child
Okay, for a
that's
child that's
like 3 months old,
like 3 months old,
consistently when
consistently
a
when
child starts
a
seeing
child
you
starts seeing you
and he
and
sees
he
that,
sees
oh,
that,
he
oh,
knows you are his
he
mom,
knows you are
but
his mom, but
it goes extra
it goes
way
extra way
when a child
when
sees
a
the
child
effort
sees
that
the
you put
effort
into
that
it.
you put into it.
So
Hmm.
I
So
know we have
I know we have
a tight working
a tight
schedule,
working
but
schedule,
just
but
cultivate that
just
habit of
cultivate that
showing up
habit
for your
of
child.
showing up for your
I
child.
know it is
I
hard,
know
it
it
can
is
be
hard, it
strenuous,
can be
but
strenuous,
cultivate
but
that habit. Show
cultivate
up
that
for
habit,
them.
show up
They
for
see
them.
it.
They
Show
see
up
it.
for
Recently, I
your
was carrying
child.
out a
Recently, I was
research,
carrying out a research,
and we asked children between age 3 to 7. We asked them what is their favorite memory of their parents, and the children, we were expecting them to say when they traveled to US, when they went to Disney, and they said 90% of the children mentioned that the favorite moment of their parents is when they want to sleep. Their parents always come to
always come
tell
to
them,
tell them,
I love
I
you,
love
hug
you,
them.
all of them.
Then
Then
they like,
they
you will
like,
think that
you will
it's
think
big
that
things that
it's
matter
big
to a
things that
child,
matter
but
to
you
a
will not
child,
see that it's
but
that
you will not
small
see that
thing.
it's that
And
small
you'll be
thing,
like,
and you'll be
I
like,
was like, your
I
mom
was
took
like,
you to
your mom took
Disney.
you to
Your
Disney.
mom took you
Your
to
mom took you
vacation in
to
Switzerland.
vacation in
He said that does
Switzerland.
not
He
matter.
said that does
That
not
what he
matter.
likes
That what he
that his
likes,
mom does
that
is the
his
good
mom
night
does, is
kisses
the
that
good night
he gives
kisses
her
that he
every
gives her
night.
every night.
So I was like,
Yeah, some will say
wow.
So I was
bedtime
like, wow.
stories
Yeah,
and
bedtime
Yeah,
stories. Like,
bedtime stories. Like
one of them was even like,
one of them
I hate
was
it
even
when my
like,
mom
I
press
hate
her
it when
phone.
my mom
I
press her
want her
phone.
to be there
I
for me.
want
When
her
I
to be
talk
there
to
for me.
her,
When
I
I
want
talk
her
to
to be
her,
there. I
I
want her
want
to
her to be
listen
there.
to
I want
me.
her
And
to
I'm like,
listen to
oh.
me. And I'm like,
So
oh.
even as a
So
parent, you
even
are
as a
working hard.
parent,
You are
you
saying,
are working hard,
my
you are
child,
saying,
oh, I
ah,
want to
my
make them
child, oh,
happy.
I want to make
That
them
thing that you are
happy.
doing is not
That's
even
it
this
that you
thing
are
that is
doing. It's
making
not
them
even this thing
happy.
that is
It's
making them
that little
happy.
thing.
It's
So
that little thing.
get
So
feedbacks from your
get
children.
feedbacks from your
Even from
children.
age one, age
Even from
two,
age
get
one, age
feedbacks.
two.
What do you
Get
think I could
feedbacks.
do
What do you
better?
think I could do
Do you
better?
like where we
Do
went
you
to
like where we
today?
go went to
And you will
today?
say, what do you want
And
me
you will
to
say,
do?
ah,
They will
what do you
even
want me
tell you,
to do? They
my
will even
friend
tell you, ah,
told
my
me
friend
that
told
his
me
mom
that
does
his
this. And
mom
you'll be
does
like, oh,
this.
do you
And you'll
want
be
me to
like,
be
oh,
doing
do
it
you want
for
me to
you?
be doing it for you?
And you see their
And you will see
responses.
their responses.
So relationship
So
between a mother
relationship
and
between a mother and a
should
child
be
should be
bi-directional. Should be
bi-directional.
you
To
you
be
you
you
communicate, you take the
communicate,
feedback,
you
they
take the
communicate,
feedback,
and
they
they also take
communicate,
back
and
the
they also
feedback.
take back the feedback.
Oh, okay. Let me read another question from.
Yeah, I could see a question on Montessori schools in shaping a child at early childhood development.
Please let me read the question. I think our network is bad from our end. So the next question here says, what? Okay. She's not.
So sorry for that. It says here that what is your opinion as regards regular school and Montessori school in shaping a child at an early age?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Montessori school
Montessori school
is awesome.
is
Like
awesome.
if you can
Like
afford it.
you can
But
afford
we know
it.
in
But we
Nigeria,
know in
when they put
Nigeria,
that
when they
in
put
a
that
school,
in
they
the
are not
school,
doing what
they are
exactly
not
they are
doing what
supposed to do.
exactly they are supposed to do.
They just use it
They
sometimes
just
to
use it
scam
sometimes
parents
to
and they say,
scam
yeah,
parents
my
and they say,
child
yeah, my
attends
child
XYZ.
attends
And
XYZ, and
so
so
a regular
a
school
regular school
and a school that
and
is
a school that
child
is
oriented
child oriented
and play
and
oriented,
play
fun
oriented,
oriented,
fun oriented.
it's both of them have its
Both of them have its
advantages,
advantages,
but everything
but
cannot
everything
still
cannot
be about the
still be
school.
about the school.
It's still about
It's still
us
about
as
us
the parents.
as the parents.
Because if the teachers
Because if
are
the
doing
teachers
their
are
part
doing their part
and you
and
as
you
whole
as whole,
you are not doing your
you are
part
not doing
to
your
make it
part to
easy,
make it easy.
you are not doing your
You are
part
not
to
doing your part
amplify
to
the strengths
amplify
that
the
they have
strengths
put
that
into
they
your
have
child.
put into your child.
The results
The
or the
results
outcome
or the
may not be
outcome may not be
desirable.
desirable.
So
So
sometimes one of these schools
sometimes
are
one of
more
these schools
expensive
are
than
more
the other.
expensive than the other.
But just ensure
But
that
just ensure that
the quality
the
of the
quality of
caregivers,
the
the teachers
caregiver,
in
the
that school,
teachers in that school,
they are well
they are well
inclined to
inclined
give in the
to give
best
in
of
the best of
their duties in
their
that line.
duties in that line.
So I just feel that's the
So I
best way,
just feel
because
that
this
just
is not a
because
point to
this
say
is not
that
a point to
don't
say
take
that
your child to
don't take your
XYZ
child to
to children
XYZ
to
to
no.
children.
It still
No,
boils down to
it still
even
boils
you
down
as
to
a
even
parent.
you as a parent.
So that's what I
So
would say.
that's what I would say.
Okay. Okay, so a quick question concerning we the youths. Okay, so what do you think about the challenges teenagers found themselves in choosing the right career? And you know, in the African context, our parents have a say in our first degree. So what do you think the challenges are, and what advice will you give the parents on how
Okay.
to regulate their child not to become what they don't want to? Because I've met different people whereby some of them don't really like the course they are doing in university, but they do it because that is what the parents want to, while some of them later fall in love with it. So what do you think about that?
Before I say what I think about that, get my book From Uncertainty to Purpose. It is free and it addresses this question. So
So
I think the link is
I
shared.
think the
So get my book
so
From
get my
Uncertainty to
book From
Purpose.
Uncertainty to Purpose.
Everything you need to know in
Everything
that
you need to
regard
know in that regard
is in that book.
is in that book.
But one
Yes,
thing I would
yes.
say
But
is
one
that
thing I would say is that
um
um
from
from
Tipe,
Tipe,
our parents
our
has been
parents
trying to
have
be
been
the
trying to be the
everything for us.
everything for us.
But you as a
But
child,
you as a child,
you as a
you as a
youth,
youth,
when you want to like
when you want to
take
like
that
take that
connection,
connection,
communicate how you feel to your
communicate how you
parents.
feel
I
to
know
your
it's very
parents.
hard,
I know it's
especially
very
when you have
hard
to
to,
become
especially when we
parents.
have to become
But
parents.
when you show
But
that,
when
when
you
you
show
show
that,
them that
when
you
you
know what
show
you are
them that you
doing,
know what you are
they will
doing,
boil it
they
down.
will boil it down.
They will release
They will
themselves.
release.
I know it's very hard. We have even me, I'm a
You have
victim.
even me.
Yes,
I'm a
my book is
victim.
free.
Yes, my book is free.
I'm a victim of
I'm a
parents
victim
trying to
of
force
parents
me. You
trying to
must be a
force me.
doctor,
You
you
must
must
be
be
a
a
doctor.
lawyer.
You
I
must be
was
a
just
lawyer.
Yeah,
I was just
I saw that in the book.
yeah.
So
But
if you
then
are
I
but
listening,
then
you need
at
to
the
I
read
gave
our
them
book
I
for
gave
you
them
to
my
understand some of these things.
I
Hmm.
gave them
I gave them
my first degree. I
my
dashed
first
them.
degree. I dashed
I
them.
dashed them in
You
I
BSc
dashed them in
chemistry.
chemistry.
dashed
I that so
I
when I
that so
dashed
when
them
I
in BSc
dashed them in
chemistry,
BSc
I
chemistry,
came back to
I
say yes. I
came
now
back
want
to
to
say
do
yes.
what I
I now
want
want
to
to do what
do,
I want to
and they did
do,
not disturb
and
me.
they did not disturb me.
And
And
they saw over time
they
that
saw over
how I
time that
wished
how I
I allowed you to
wished
follow your
I allowed
passion
you to
for
follow
this,
your passion
it
for
will have
this.
been
It
greater than
will have
this.
been greater than
So
this.
it's a truth
So
in it.
it's a truth
Some
in
of our
it.
parents are very
Some of
stubborn.
our parents are very
So
stubborn.
it's that
Yeah.
thing that they
So
want you
it's
to
that
do.
thing that they
When
want you
you
to
do it
do.
for them,
When you
finish.
do it for them,
You will give
finish.
them
you give them
you,
appreciating
then
you,
you will
then
have
you will have built
develop
skills,
yourself. So even
develop
when you are trying
yourself.
to
So even
do
when
your
you
own
are
way
trying to do your
and
own
they see
way
the result,
and
they
they
can't
see the
stop you.
results, they can't stop you.
So it's
Mm.
just building
So
that
it's just
resilience
building that resilience
and the ability
Okay,
to
building the
and the ability
connection
to bounce
and
back.
talking to them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, building the connection and talking to our parents will help them communicate and also know what is on our mind concerning our career. Okay, so the next question, because time is going,
Yeah.
and okay,
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question. What is the most important value or lesson you try to instill in the youths, both in their education or in their everyday lives?
Just be
Just
excellent.
be excellent.
Just be
Excellence is
excellent.
inviting.
Excellent is inviting.
And
And
one of it
one of
is
it is
excellence is a watchword.
excellence is a watchword.
Okay.
How am I
How
appearing
am
in this
I
video?
appearing in this video?
I'm appearing at
I'm
my
appearing
best.
at my best.
And
And
if
if
I was to appear
I was
in
to appear in
CNN
CNN
for this,
for
I
this,
would
I would
appear. The only thing I
appear.
have to do is
The only
just
thing I
to
have to do
wear
is
my
just to
shoes and
wear my
carry my
shoes and
handbag.
carry my handbag.
So
So
I do tell you
I do
something.
tell you something.
If it
If
is akara, you know how to
Zakara,
fry
you
it.
know how to fry it.
Fry it
Fry it
excellently.
Right.
excellently.
So
Yeah.
excellence
So
is what will speak
excellence
to
is
you
what will
over
speak
time.
to you over time.
Someone will be like,
Someone
"This
will be
is
like,
me.
this is
This is
me.
me on the
This is
on
me
on
on
the
the
on the video. I'm
video.
well
I'm
seated.
well seated,
Like
well
yes,
like yeah,
this is something that
this is
matters to
something that
me. So
matters
just
to
be
me. So
excellent at
just be
what you do.
excellent at what you do.
People see you.
People see
People
you,
are watching.
people are
So
watching.
be
So
excellent.
be
Be excellent.
excellent. Be
Be
excellent.
excellent.
Be
So
excellent.
that's what I would
So
say.
that's what I would say.
Okay, so let me ask you one more question so that we can say goodbye to our live section. So what advice would you offer to other coaches or writers who want to make a meaningful impact on young people's lives?
Uh,
My advice
my
to
advice
my
to my
colleagues.
colleagues.
Okay, before I say
Okay,
my
before I say
advice,
my
I want to
advice,
shout
I
out
want to
to
shout out to
everyone in the field of
everyone in the field of
coaching,
coaching,
everyone who
everyone
is an author,
who is
who
an
writes
author, who
books.
writes
You are doing a great
books. You are
job.
doing a great job.
Well done, well
Well
done,
done,
and well
well
done.
done, and well done.
So my advice
So
to
my
them
advice to them
will be that
would be that
keep making
keep making
your
your
services
services
affordable for the
affordable
younger
for
ones,
the
because
younger
over
ones
time we
because
have
over
seen that
time we have seen
a
that
lot of youth
a lot
needs
of
this
youths
coaching, they
need
need
this
these
coaching, they need
services,
these services,
but they
but
can't
they
afford it.
can't afford it.
So when you can
So when you
detect
can
who needs
detect
it,
who needs it, please
please be kind enough
be
to
kind
slash your
enough to
prices.
slash your prices.
Yeah, because
Yeah, because
sometimes by the time
sometimes
these
by
people
the
have the
time these
money
people have the
to be
money
able to render
to
for
be
your
able to render
service,
for your
it can't
service, it can't
recompensate
recompensate
for the time that has
for the
been
time
lost.
that has been
For
lost.
instance, I want to
For
take a
instance, I want
cooking
to take
course
a
and it's like
cooking
one
course and
thousand
it's like
dollars.
$1,000.
It takes me
It takes
it takes
me
me like 5 years
takes me
to raise
like
that
5 years to
$1,000.
get that
And
$1,000.
after that 5 years,
And after
when I
that
get the
five
one
years, when I
thousand
get the
dollars,
one
I
thousand
can't meet
dollars,
up
I
for
can't
that
meet up
5 years
for
that has
that
been
5 years
lost.
that has been lost.
Because by the time
Yes.
I
Because
now
by
get
the
that
time I now
one
get that
thousand
one
dollars,
thousand
I've
dollars,
lost a
I've
lot of.
lost a lot of.
So please
So
make it
please make it
affordable, slash your
affordable,
prices when
slash
it's
your
somebody that
prices. When it's
really
somebody
needs
that
it.
really
I
needs
know
it.
it's a lot of
I know it's a lot of
intellectual work,
intellectual
time, and
works, time,
expertise.
and
But
expertise.
please,
But
my colleagues in
please,
this
my
field,
colleagues in this field,
make it affordable. I'm
make it
not saying you should
affordable.
make
I'm
it
not saying you
free,
should make it free,
but make it
but make it
affordable. And
affordable.
I know
And
that
I know that
we will have
we have
good outcomes and good
outcomes
results.
and good results.
Okay, so one last thing I would love you to actually do to everybody listening to you is can you tell us like your keywords, like what you tell everybody, or you want to just give a short advice like in 2 sentences? Can you tell us what that's
Okay,
Okay,
be audacious
be audacious
about whatever you
about
believe in.
whatever you believe in.
Yeah, be
Yeah,
audacious.
be
People will try
audacious. People
to
will try to
silence you,
silence
but
you, but
be audacious.
be audacious.
Yeah, whatever
Yeah,
you believe,
whatever you believe,
own it to your
own it
fullest.
to your fullest.
Be loud about
Be
it.
loud about it.
So that's
okay
just what
So
I would
that's
say.
just what I was.
Okay, so this has been an exciting and insightful conversation. I believe you didn't waste your time listening to this, and the most interesting part of this wonderful series is that it will be published on WMP website and their magazine. So I want to say a big thank you to Mrs. Deborah Obe for honoring our invitation. And this is where we draw the curtain to this live section. You can follow Mrs. Deborah on Deborah for Global Impacts and deborah.nurtures.com, I think
Dot
so. Okay, and you can dot ng. Sorry about that. Dot ng. You can also follow WNP at Western Nigerian.
I think our network is skipping. Oh, yeah, I think our network is skipping. Yeah, it's a good time to be here. Thank you so much for joining.
Uh,
Uh,
Thank you very much. We really appreciate you for taking your time to share your wonderful experience and for us to have an impact in the society. We really thank you very much and we appreciate you. Thank you for your time. I hope next time when we call you, you would answer us without hesitation.
Definitely.
No problem. Thank you very much. So till we meeting again, we'll be seeing you again. We want to say goodbye from here. No bye bye, but
Thank
goodbye.
you.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.